Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you want to see how I turned this room into this, stay tuned. All right, so here are the before pictures of my daughter's room. Her room is actually quite small, and I also wanted to bring in a large house bookshelf from the other room. So the key here was to be able to find a layout that would be able to incorporate all of the big items I wanted to include in the room, as well as find something that is functional and aesthetically pleasing. With all my designs, basically, I clean up and I do a lot of maneuvering around and try several different layouts before deciding on the final layout. And you'll notice that the desk I just took out will end up in the exact same spot in the end. Alright, so my daughter's room is pretty small. So we have got to fit a dresser, a bed, and we have this massive bookshelf that we want to try and squeeze in here. And so the idea is to go ahead and do a floating bed in this corner up towards the ceiling, so that way we could put either the dresser or the desk underneath it. Now, we already had a twin bed, so we are going to cut some legs off and customize it so that we can reuse what we already have. So we're gonna get to that and then we'll go from there. All right, so if I was gonna make this bed from scratch, you would just need to do 2x6s and make a square. Make sure you have nice big strong bolts in the corners to hold them together. Some wood glue would also be really good. And then along the inside I just have these 2x2s that are screwed in and glued along the bottom. And that is what the bed frame is going to sit on. I just purchased a bed frame. You could put your own slats in if you want. This is just something that I prefer to do because I like to make different beds. So I just switch it from one bed to another. But we've already put screws in the wall where the studs are. And now we're going to use some heavy duty bolts to go ahead and screw all of that into the studs, at which point we will be building a ladder along this side to help stabilize that corner. So it's gonna be awesome. Make sure that when you are screwing these lag bolts into the studs that you hit as many as available, and also make sure to pre-drill your holes first. After screwing it to the wall, Travis went ahead and did a temporary ladder just to keep that corner stabilized while we finished out everything else. All right, so we've pretty much settled on the layout of the room in here, and it's looking pretty good. I'm gonna add a few things to the wall still. We need to add some curtains still, but we're gonna focus on the bed real quick. So we've got our bed up, and it's looking really good. We decided to go ahead and go with the fence picket look, which I have got a lot of these left over from a previous project. They're just 1x4 cedar fence pickets, and they come in 6 feet long, and so we decided to go with cutting them about a little under 18 inches. That way we'll be able to get 3 out of each board. We're gonna sand them down a little bit. And then basically we're gonna be screwing them to the 2x6 all the way around to make it look like a cute little fence. And so we are gonna work on that. All right, the best and easiest way to do repeatable cuts, and especially when you're doing several cuts, is to set up a stop block. I set mine up just slightly under 18 inches, and I also stacked 4 boards at a time at least to be able to cut all my pieces, so that I was able to shorten the time quite a bit by doing that. I then had to angle my miter saw at about a 45-degree angle to give those little fence picket angle, you know, like they have on the tops of the fence pickets on all of the boards. And then we also made sure to take all those pieces over to the sander and sand them down a little bit so that there would be no chance for my daughter to get any splinters. I decided it would be easier to go ahead and paint the base of the bed white before adding the slats. And you'll notice when I'm putting up the fence pickets that I also painted the sides of them so that I wouldn't have to worry about that after putting them up, trying to squeeze into all of the nooks and crannies. When I started to install the fence pickets, I made sure that the very first piece was level. And then after that, I just used another fence picket to act as a spacer. And then I also put 2 screws in each fence picket. I wanted this thing to be extra sturdy so that my kids wouldn't be able to push them or knock them, break them, whatever, you know, they may do when they're playing inside this loft bed. After painting the fence pickets and letting it dry, we were able to put the bed frame and mattress in. I'll put a link below to the bed frame. I super love them. They're sturdy and they're just really well made. And then we were able to climb up there and test it out and felt very confident that this thing was sturdy and my daughter was not going to go anywhere. So I need to build a ladder for the loft bed, and I am going to do that out of some 2x2 material. And I am first going to cut my 2 side pieces to the length that they need to be, which is about 5 feet. And then I'm going to be cutting all the rungs. After I cut them, I am going to sand them, and then I am going to put some pocket holes in them to attach them together. I do have this pocket hole machine right here. If you don't have one of these, then you can get a cheaper version that is also just like a single pocket hole jig that you can use. If you don't have anything like that, you have 2 options. You can put your rungs on the top of the ladder and either screw from the back side or the top side into them, or you can put it on the inside and screw from the outside. So if you don't have any of the fancy tools, you can do that. So I'm gonna cut, I'm gonna pocket hole, and then I'm going to attach them, paint it, and then set it up. My pieces are cut, so to figure out the spacing, it depends on your measurements and how many of the cross braces or rungs that you want on your ladder. To figure it out, what I did was I measured my leg piece, which was 59 3/4, and then I subtracted the wood, the width of the wood on my rungs. So each 2x2 is 1.5 inches. So I knew it was 1.5 inches, 3, 4.5, 6 inches. So I took my total length, which was 59 3/4 minus the 6 inches, which left me with the 53 3/4. And then I divided that by the amount of spaces that I have, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the 53 3/4 divided by 5 gave me 10 3/4. It's a lot of math, I know, but it works. And so each spacing between each rung is going to be 10 3/4. And that is how you figure it out. I should also probably mention that when you are going to screw these in, if you are using pocket holes, then make sure your pocket holes are facing down. That way it won't be seen. After hanging up decor and kind of seeing everything put together, I decided that I needed something a little more on this wall right here. And I decided to create a little cloud shelf. I did that by using a straight edge for the bottom of the cloud. And then I just freehanded the cloud, grabbed some paint, painted it gray, and then grabbed some scrap wood that I had in the garage and made a quick little shelf. It just added a little bit more, and now if my daughter ever has anything else that she wants to accumulate and add in the bedroom, she can put it on this shelf. Alright, the room is all finished and my kids are on the way home, and so we are going to be able to surprise them. I am super excited. So I enjoy simplicity and clean lines. I don't like a lot of clutter and things. I feel like this is a good mix. I didn't have to really buy anything. Everything I already had on hand. The only thing that we ended up spending a little bit on was the bed, which we didn't spend much on at all because we ended up using those fence pickets. So let me show you around. We've got her little hanging area with the unicorn. I made this cute little cloud shelf. We were able to bring in the house bookshelf, and she's able to kind of have a little bit of space for herself as well. And then over here we have a little reading area. Super cute. And then this is special. You can check out one of my previous videos to check out this desk. It folds down so that it's out of the way when it's not being used. And then look at how cute her bed is. It is my favorite. I mean, that is adorable. And then we built a ladder and have her dresser. So my favorite thing about it is that it is a small room and it's just so open now, and there's so much more space. She's got the floor that she can go ahead and she can pull out her dollhouse from the closet and she can play on the floor, plus have her space in the bed up in the loft. Super love it. Hopefully she loves it too. We'll see. That about sums everything up, everybody. I appreciate the support and I hope you like this video. If you do, please comment, like, subscribe. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out, and stay tuned to the end to see my daughter's reaction. We'll see you next time. I'm ready.
Whoa! No way! Whoa! No way! What? Abby, no way! Whoa! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! What is it? No way, Abby! I know how to do it. No way! No way! Freaking! What the? It's a unicorn head.
What do you think, Aubrey?
Aubrey, that unicorn head right there.
Can you do it?
There's no going back now, Audrey.
Oh, what the flip? There's a unicorn head. Yeah, like the flip. Oh, I pick it nose.
Aubrey, get in your bed.
Oh, you got that. Hi, everybody. I want to come up. Can I come up? Knock, knock. No, you cannot come in.